Merry Christmas, guys. Jake with R Value Homes here. We're your energy efficient home builder in West Michigan. And here today to talk about ventilating our airtight homes. Now, an airtight home has a lot of benefits, energy efficiency, health, comfort. The foundation for all of those is airtightness. You can't get to energy efficiency, to comfort, and to health if we're not managing the air. But a question that naturally brings up is, well, don't houses need to breathe? Well, no, houses don't, but the occupants do. So how do we do that? We use an energy recovery ventilator or a heat recovery ventilator. Either they're very similar pieces of equipment that bring fresh air into the home and exhaust stale air. Now, the difference between those two is that one exchanges heat only between the incoming air and the outgoing air, and the other also exchanges humidity. Well, which one do you need? It's not as simple as you think. We want to account for, well, what's bringing moisture into the house? What's adding humidity to the air in the house? Things like humans breathing, animals. How much firewood are you bringing in? Plants. Cooking, showering, all of those things add to the moisture load in a home. And at a certain point, that's going to build up the humidity too much and it needs to get out. So that will depend on how leaky the home is, how big the home is versus how many moisture sources are in the home, and the ventilation rate. So we're going to look at the ventilation rate a little bit today. Here is our AirThings monitor, and what we can see is our CO2 level is right about at 1100, which is a touch on the high side, and that's because of several things. Yesterday we had a group of people over for dinner, and that bumped it up to about 1800. It's on its way back down. If we go a few days with a normal amount of people in the home, we will see this settle in somewhere around 700. And the reason we're looking at CO2 is because that is a stand-in for how adequate our ventilation is. Now, recently, some of you may know, we head out to the Marine Corps for basic training. So we dropped a moisture load in the home. Less cooking, less showers, less breathing. So I also lowered the ventilation rate in the home. And it may be a touch less than it should be. I'd like to see our CO2 levels drop a little faster than what they are. So I might bump that ventilation back up. But either way, what I'm showing you is that it's not excessively low. It's still a decent ventilation rate. Could be a little bit more. But here's why I bring this up. It is 5 degrees this morning. Little condensation on this dual pane glass that's in our door. Triple pane next to it. It's a little better, but there is still some condensation right there in the corner, just a little bit. Well, what is the humidity level in the home? Humidity is at 45%. 45 is a very comfortable level. You don't feel like you're drying out at all. You don't have itchy skin or eyes, hair, no static electricity, bloody noses, and so on. 45% is also a level that is really good for healthy air. Viruses and bacteria don't thrive at that level. Neither does mold. Mold needs a higher humidity to grow. So we're taking care of the moisture load right now at 5 degrees outside and the ventilation rate we have. And we're using a heat recovery ventilator. If I had an ERV, our moisture load would be quite a bit higher because that ventilator would not be getting rid of the moisture, and we'd therefore have a fair bit more condensation. So the ventilation rate is right. Humidity level is right. If we had an ERV, it would be the wrong choice for this home and this family. Every home is different. Don't follow the conventional wisdom. The conventional wisdom would have said, use an ERV. But then we'd really have some moisture problems to deal with. we'd have to be running dehumidifiers right now in the middle of the winter when the outdoor air is at such low humidities. There's almost no moisture in it right now. So all the air that we're bringing into the home is very, very dry air. And the air that we're exhausting is humid air. So our HRV right now is helping to dehumidify the home. Right choice for us, for this home, but not for everyone. Everything needs to be looked at as its own home. And that's one of the things that we do well, not perfectly, but well, is we consider each home individually. We don't follow a one-size-fits-all approach. It's what's right for your family, your home, your budget. Contact us if you have any questions.